Hello, Aries. How are you? We are here to look into the energies, the recent past, the energies available to you now. Hi, Juan. And the energies that will become available to you. And we're looking at other, which means whichever other energy is most affecting your life right now, in your thoughts, your headspace, your heart space. And we're also looking at the energy that's created from those two energies. And sometimes other can be, yes, sometimes it's a romantic partner. Sometimes it's just, you know, other things that are going on in your life. It could be an issue with family. It could be work. It could be something with kids. And it can be you. It can be snuggling or struggling with your own demons. If you are going through a big life change and you are stepping into something or shedding out of something. So let's see what we have. I am using my Stranger Things deck because this feels very Aries. And happy Aries season to my Aries, and happy new moon in Aries today. It's still in Aries, and it sat right on my moon and my Chiron earlier today. Let's see. Woo! Wow. Cards are flying for Aries. Very Aries energy. Hello, Monique. Oof. I am shuffling and I've been using this, but the entire back row is swords. No driving and texting. I appreciate that you're listening. I want everybody to be safe. Let's see what else we have here for this middle row. Your cards are flying, and these cards aren't really the card stock that's used. So heavy. Hi, Tina. That they're not really like flying cards normally. Huh. Okay, one more. No, that didn't pop out. We're going to take a... There we go. Lots of swords. One major arcana. A pentacles, a wands. The rest are all swords. Very, very interesting. All right, let's get into it. Aries. We are starting off with this energy that dropped you off. That could be something that's lingering the last 2 years, 2 weeks, 2 days. It just means when you, hi DeRay, when you, feeling is mutual. When you, see this, no matter when that is, because time is fluid and you'll find it when you're supposed to. And this is also good for all Aries placements, all first house. The energy that could have been kind of palpable for you, that is the Four of Swords in reverse. Not feeling like you could get rest. I have to tell you, as somebody with some strong Aries placements, I feel like that's on point. just like I took a day for my kids and I on Saturday, but it still ended up being full of texts and all kinds of other communication that was like work, which is, you know, part of the deal when you work from home. But just in general, it feels like I always feel like I'm behind. There's something that has to be done that's not getting done. As much as that's happening for like behind the scenes stuff at work, it's happening with work related matters. It's also happening in my home. So I am going to co-sign that Four of Swords in reverse, feeling like there's no respite. Also, it's time. And I mean, if you have Aries energy or placements right now, gosh, there's a new moon. It's talking to everything. It's talking to Pluto, Neptune, and Saturn. So Uranus was the only thing it wasn't really talking to. It's also talking to Mars and Venus and Mercury. And obviously it's a new moon, so that we have the sun and the moon involved. It's also talking to the North Node and Juno. It's opposing Libra placements. And that's a lot of energy. And also the spring equinox. And it's all in Aries. Very Martian. Very movement. It's also, you know, and also Jupiter is in Aries. So if it hasn't run over your placements yet, it's going to before it hits Taurus. There's a lot here to do with like, you don't get rest because it's time. We all look forward to like, we don't like the hangman. We don't feel like our efforts are not being rewarded. But when it's time, it's time. It's like, strap on to that magical unicorn and, you know, hold on. Because the opportunity, the time is now. That could feel really busy. A little, almost disorienting. I'm getting a lot from that. Four of Swords. On the other's side, we have the Five of Swords. A little combative. A little defensive. We have weapons here. In this deck, the dice are swords, and they're actual dice that you would use in Dungeons and Dragons. Hi, Mary the Aries. But this is a defensive tactic. This could be the energy of somebody who's felt like, and this could be the other side of you. Yeah, and you know, I do Aries first on Friday nights, and they get done last for the full readings. And this time Aries was made to wait a really long time. And so I appreciate my Aries people because, you know, patience might not be the strongest virtue for Aries, and I totally get that. So we often see the Five of Swords as a couple of things. One, it could be in victory, like they have everything they need to win, but this is still a defensive, kind of ominous Five of Swords, which can be that this person, the other energy, if it's not you, is still fighting a battle that doesn't need to be fought. Honestly. Very defensive. The energy that this is creating is the Two of Swords. Indecision. Trying to figure out it's one way or the other, and there's usually a third way. Normally we see this, they're looking at a map and trying to decide where to go. This dice, this is, you know, the way maker. Normally we see the Two of Swords as a figure with a blindfold because they're supposed to be looking inward for the answer, not left or right. Means there's a third way, right? Very interesting already. Now, we have this gorgeous Four of Wands. We have 4s and an 8 on your row, Aries. Very interesting. Four of Wands, celebration, divine connection. And the 1111 card in what's going to be available to you now. It does not, the opportunity, the new beginnings, hey Corey, are all here for you. Hi, Anne. I don't know why I just called you that. Hi, Gibbs. That's a gorgeous card to have. Now, in others' energy, we have the World, but it's upside down. So they have the ability, or this is you, the ability to change everything. I believe that between your energy and other energy, if this is a separate person, that defensiveness and your busyness and them taking your busyness as like maybe you don't have time for them or something along those lines. We have the Five of Pentacles. It is in reverse. When I see the Five of Pentacles in reverse, it's coming out of isolation. It's coming out of ghosting mode. So where there was, but it's letting us know that it was ghosting mode. It let us know that there was isolation here between the two energies. So this is going to be especially palpable and especially resonating for people who are out of communication, It looks like there might be some contact, which as an Aries moon, I love this for all the Aries energy. Because Aries are also advocates, right? So often our connection can be to somebody that we want to show up for. And we try to show up for. And sometimes that energy can feel like a lot to somebody who needs the retreat. That has their walls up. That needs space, right? So a lot of times in the mature, evolved Aries energy, there is that how do you walk the fine line between giving somebody the space that they deserve if they want it, and wanting to make sure that you're still showing up for them in that advocacy role, because not because you want to be your person's like support animal, because you have respect for them, because of course Aries always picks other kind of badasses, right? So it's not like you think that they can't, but we also know the badasses in this world are people who have gone through some serious shit. They're badasses because they had to be, and somebody who can come along and show up for them when they need to be in their own time of deficit, that's invaluable, right? So we get that energy and we try to like show up as that energy, but if this person was shut down or in defensive mode, there may be some contact. So I especially love this. I always love it for anyone when there's contact, when there was painful disconnection. But I especially love it for Aries because Aries can stay present depending on their other placements. Aries is the one who, out of wanting to show up, out of wanting to run into the building when it's on fire and not caring that it's on fire, still willing to run in, is the one who wants to show up for somebody who can often shut down. And you all can let me know in the comments if you want to co-sign to that sentiment. So this is coming out of ghost mode. I believe you're going to get some contact within the next couple of weeks. How this moves into the future in April and late April is going to be the Eight of Pentacles. Work paying off. I mean, it's time. You're not getting a lot of rest right now. You may feel like you can't breathe, but it's time. And then we have that divine connection, the 11:11 celebration. Things are happening. I hate when I see miracles are happening, but this is movement. It's wands. It's movement. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Tina. Okay, so Eight of Pentacles here. We see that little enlightenment behind, and all the scoops card do not have that. This is working for something worth having. This is working for something to an end that you're down for. Like, what we don't like is working for something for nothing. We know that this is just a waste of our energy, but this is not. This is beautiful. And we're going to clarify that 11:11 Four of Wands, and we're going to clarify that Eight of Pentacles on their upcoming energy towards the end of April, or it could be for the summer. We have a very interesting Six of Swords, which makes me think they're going to turn that World card around. It's funny, the little flag on this says, "Here, there, be monsters." I had to read it 4 times because, I normally would have my reading glasses, and I don't. And I didn't grab them on my little break. I grabbed ice chips and a sip of coffee instead. So I read it a couple of times because I was like, that kind of makes no sense. Here, there, be monsters. This means conquering demons, quite frankly. The Six of Swords very specifically gives the flavor of conquering demons for this other energy. So again, this could be you. This could be you. But I feel for many of you, this is another. It's the most inconvenient deck to get, but it's the one I'm being told to use. So let's get it. I'm going to use my Mystical Moments deck to clarify this for Aries, and I normally don't even use this deck for Aries. It is one of my favorites. I have so many favorites now, but this is definitely one of my tried and true favorites. Two of them came out sideways. Very interesting. Okay. So, clarifying that Four of Wands, that divine connection, the 11:11 celebration. Shauna, that's very kind. What are you saying? Here, there, monster meaning. I think it scornful displays pride from the other. In other cards, I would say yes, but this is the Six of Wands or the Six of Swords. So this is like moving on. This is like conquering demons, but also taking them with you, but at least moving away from the defensiveness. It could be also like running away from your problems, but we'll see when we clarify it. Interestingly enough, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse in the same exact place that Leo had it, but this is a clarifier instead of the main card. The Knight of Cups. I think you may have more than one energy here, Aries. Woof. Okay. We just need 3 more. There's another 5 of Swords coming to, oof. 5 of Swords coming to, nope, that needs to, there we go. Oh, we like that. One more. Sideways again. What is, oh, that is so interesting. Okay, so we definitely do have good movement from that 6 of Swords, and here is, here there be monsters. And I felt like that resonated to me, like slaying demons. You guys are all so sweet. Thank you. That's why I'm doing mini reads. I was sitting in the break trying to figure out, I want to grow the channel. I want to like get these messages to more people. I don't really like need to be like famous or have my face everywhere or any of that. But I want to get the messages to people, especially like the trauma-informed care and ethics and like what should feel safe and not safe, even in this kind of new world of esoteric guidance is such a big thing. And so, and I want to reward like these people who show up all the time. And so like, as I move into a bigger platform, because I feel like that's coming, I was just thinking that like, what I need to do is create like an email list and have like once a month, like private things for the foundational group. Because it's unrealistic to say that I'll be able to like say hello to everybody as the, you know, channel gets bigger, or do like whole ass mini reads. It'll get chaotic, but I could do mini reads as like a private link that gets sent to people. So it would be like a private live. Because I have to find a way to like give back to this group. You know, the number one from day ones. I am working on that, just so you know, because I think it's really important, because I've been that person that's been with a channel and there's one channel where I feel like they totally remember me, and they're so sweet. Whenever I comment, they comment back, and they're like a really big channel. I still feel seen on that channel, but there's more channels that I do not feel seen on, and I don't want that for all of you, because we are such like an intimate group of evolving, beautiful humans. So just know that that's always on my mind and in consideration, and I will figure out something, because there's a solution to everything, says my 11th house Venus. So on this world card that they can turn, they just haven't yet. They have the power to. Another Queen of Swords in reverse, another 5 of Swords, because that's what's right above it, and the Knight of Cups. I'm not a big fan of this Nine of Cups because, as we can see, this Knight of Cups is playing a heart, which is my reason why I don't really love the Knight of Cups. I know some readers love the Knight of Cups. It's rushing in with the love message and all that. To me, the Knight of Clubs is like a Knight of Clubs. What am I saying? Like I'm playing pinochle here. The Knight of Cups is a love bomber. Sometimes just saying what they need to say to get where they need to get. And while we have this one literally playing a heart in a pretty package, I'm doubling down. So I think we have love bombing, but also this Five of Swords to me is almost a little passive aggressive. Again, like willing to take chunks out of somebody. Hiding the aggression, I don't like that. And this is aggressive. So they go back and forth between Aries, this other person. They go back and forth between like love bombing, pretending to be okay, and then things slipping out. And you're like, ouch, I felt that. Are you sure you feel the way you feel? Like maybe there's some other things we should talk about, because that's how you're acting and what you're saying feel like two different things. And the authenticity of Aries will catch that. Did I go over what you guys had? Sorry. For this divine connection, you have the Page of Cups, an apology or an I love you, or nice shoes when they mean I love you. We have the Emperor upside down. So something may have happened, Aries, which is always important because Aries is confidence at the highest expression and ego at the lowest expression. But we have the ego death card here, and the 10 of Pentacles, which is the happy ending on your Four of Wands. So whatever way that you were in your way, you've gotten out of your way. There's an I love you or an apology here to something or someone, hopefully yourself, right? On this side, we're not getting that kind of authenticity, because the ego death and the I'm sorry is screaming authenticity, right? Aries don't mind apologizing. They don't. They want to be first, they want to win, but they'll also apologize when they're wrong. And also, as mad or as aggressive as an Aries can, they come right back down. My child has Aries Mars and Aries Venus that sits on my Aries moon. And he's apologizing before I can even get to like, is that the way that you want to express that, buddy? And he's already apologizing and truly feels bad. So like it's up and then it's down. It doesn't hold a grudge, and it doesn't mind saying sorry. Aries energy, and first house energy. My throat is sore. I lost my voice in the last one, so I'm sucking on ice chips. All right. In the energy that's coming up, we had this enlightened Eight of Pentacles. We know what we're working for. We're happy to do the work. We are, I love Eight of Pentacles. To me, it doesn't mean like working all the time and being tired. That's Seven of Pentacles, feeling like you're working for nothing. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. If there was a 3-person situation here, that could be ending. But also, you may have had to let go of a toxic friendship. You'll know which one it is for you. Somebody that was like meddling and not really cheering you on. It may be this person. This could be a friend for some of you that's like, I got your back. Doesn't have your back. And then we have Judgment. Past, present, future, the trumpeters. In this deck, there's just one trumpeter, right? And I would say she looks like she's going to a New Year's Eve party. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a New Yorker. This, to me, reminds me of the city at New Year's Eve. People dressed up, all the buildings, all the gold and the glitter, and the celebration, right? But it is past, present, and future coming together. It is reviewing your past, living in the present, which just reshapes the future without trying to manipulate anything. Okay? So we have that working towards this beautiful goal, willingly, with the putting back the Three of Cups that does not serve you. What's interesting here is we have the Hierophant upside down. So there's a lot happening here. One, you may have your gifts upgraded. There is a wisdom that is still going to come out, but there's so much going on here. Sometimes it's not time. Listen, have you ever had somebody shout 20 different directions at you at once and then expect you to remember? Universe, it's like filling out paperwork for a mortgage is what I just heard. When you're like, why wouldn't you just give me all the papers at once and I could deal with it? Why does it take so long? Why do they do it this way, right? There's still another lesson to come. You can smell it. You can taste it on your lips, but it's not going to deliver in March or April, but it is upcoming. It is in the future. Because there's enough to process here. And this seems so important. And this is definitely from your guides from universe. That they don't want it to get lost in everything else. Now, this Six of Swords is moving on. I hope that they're slaying their demons. They're passive aggressive. I do feel more than one energy here. This could be you. This could be you moving on. Like this Three of Cups in reverse, this could be you moving on. And this person, this energy in the future is a different person. Or this person has a huge epiphany. So we have the Three of Swords. Healing heartbreak. We have the World card, but this time it's in the... So whether this person was taking out on you an old relationship fears, whatever, and they're finally going to heal it. Here's that world that was upside down. Now it's upside. It's right side up. And we have the Sun. Hi, Neela. Like, this could be somebody that is partially depressive, but instead of taking it out being sad and feeling their feelings, they're taking it out like aggression, because there's aggression and passive aggression both all over this row. But for some of you, this is just a different person coming in. This is moving on to a different person. Who is going to be healed from their heartbreak and not still taking it out? This person's still in flight. Either this person's going to do a 180 or there's a new person. The energy in between, we have another 4. Do we have all the 4s on the 4 of Swords? 4 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. This feels a little unrequited. So for some of you, there's a new person. And for some of you, the universe is trying to give you something else. And you're not seeing it yet. And I think that has to do with this as well. Sometimes I finish these readings and I cannot wait to do next month's already. I'm going to get to next month's sooner. We're going to start all over again the first week of April. I might even start next week. Let's get an oracle card, though, for Aries. And I'm really feeling Sacred Rebels for Aries. A lot of stuff in flux for you, but that makes sense to me. It's a lot of stuff in flux, and that lucky new beginning. You know, Saturn wants you to niche down. Saturn doesn't want you to take all this other stuff with you that doesn't serve you. And that includes a possible friendship, or you're going to stop being a part of a 3-person situation. Wow. I want to say we got this one on a Friday night a while ago. So it might have been before it was Friday Night Hangout. It might have been when it was the other thing in the other place. This card is stunning, though. Softly, softly, the tender touch. The feminine wisdom of gentleness can assist you now. When we are at a point in life where we want to attain greater things but don't necessarily have the proportionally greater supply of energy at our disposal. Yeah, because you're fucking exhausted, Aries. If you're not exhausted, I would be shocked. But also excited because it's time and things are happening, but also exhausted. And again, I said that there would be like an ego death, an apology. There is a softening here. It is time to work smarter rather than harder. Yep, let go of what doesn't serve you. This is the way of feminine wisdom. However, a cultural ignorance of the feminine way currently prevails. We are, and you don't have to be male or female or anything. This is gender fluid. It's about the energy. Like standing in your masculine energy, standing in your feminine energy. I have a lot of masculine energy. So just to clarify. However, cultural ignorance of the feminine way currently prevails. We are all generally taught that the more force we use, the more we try to make things happen. Wow, what an Aries card to have. The more we will achieve. The feminine way is not about force, nor is it about driving, striving, pushing, or grabbing at what we can in order to create. It is about inviting what we wish to come into the space that we have provided for it, internally and in our lives. This message cultivates more energy, causes less stress, and attracts what is desired. It is manifestation by invitation rather than by will or force. I gotta tell you all, I already have, hi Doretha. Let me know if I have to resend that email because I haven't heard back from you. I have April's, I'm sure I'll do something with Connie Joe on a Sunday too, but I already have April's Sunday shows all planned out, and one of them is going to be about transmutation and how you can take bad energy that's sent you, and just remember that it's energy, and we're going to talk about transmutation. But another one that I want to do, hopefully there'll be a space for it in April, but I will trust the timing, is talking about sitting and waiting energy and creating a space for somebody else to step into, and the difference on how that translates to standing in masculine energy and standing in feminine energy. Especially if you're in separation from somebody or you're waiting for your person, whether you've met them or not. And I don't do a whole lot about because I don't believe that you should ever use somebody's placements to manipulate an outcome or get anyone to do anything for you or act a certain way. That is not my belief system, and I actually think that is harmful. But because it's the opposite of authenticity. but there is a way to create a space for your desired partner to step into, and that kind of assures that you're getting the desired partner based on somebody that fits into your life, rather than wanting something at all costs that maybe doesn't serve your highest good and also feels like pressure or feels off energy to the person that you want. Maybe it all would line up, but waiting energy can feel a little icky to the other person. So we're going to talk about all that in April. I will be here tomorrow doing free mini reads, and Friday night doing Friday night hangout, and Sunday we'll be back with Progressed Moon part 2 with Connie Jo. So if you haven't, please go watch the Progressed Moon part 1. That is not in the lives, that is in the uploads now, because I took all the disruption out of it and edit it and pre-package it. Also, I would love your feedback on the beginning and the ending, because I worked really hard on the beginning. That was a lot of timing and redoing. My Virgo was at full force. There are so many layers on that. Anyway, and if you didn't watch the new moon, especially if you're an Aries, go watch it. That was done last night with Connie Jo. That will be in my live section. Aries, I love you. Know you love you. And hopefully I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.